at your life for a moment. We live in an era of non-stop running. We chase the next promotion, the next digital validation, the next financial milestone. We are a generation exhausted by the future. But thousands of years ago, a man who possessed all the wealth and power in the world looked at this exact human neurosis and summarized it in a single Hebrew word: Hevel. Traditionally translated as vanity, Hevel does not mean pride. In its raw physical origin, it means vapor, smoke, or a fleeting mist. Imagine trying to grasp the smoke of a fire with your bare hands. The tighter you squeeze your fingers, the faster it slips away. Our modern anxiety is not born from failure, but from the brutal frustration of realizing that even when we reach the top, the fulfillment we were promised evaporates instantly. We are arrogantly running after the wind. Welcome to Eterna Scripta. Today, we decode the paradox of Hevel and the ancient blueprint of the present moment. This realization belongs to Kohelet, the preacher. He was not a distant moralist. He was an empirical observer speaking from the absolute peak of material and intellectual success to demystify the illusions of those at the bottom trying to climb up. Listen to his raw, unfiltered diagnostic. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher. Vanity of vanities. All is vanity. What profit has a man from all his labor in which he toils under the sun? I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and indeed, all is vanity and grasping for the wind. Kohelet is not promoting a destructive nihilism. He is stating a cosmic fact. You cannot extract eternal meaning from temporary things built under the sun. Human suffering stems from our violent resistance to reality. We insist on living in summer when the soul is experiencing a harsh winter. We drive ourselves mad trying to control variables that do not belong to us. Because, as the ancient blueprint states, to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. When you accept that you cannot control the seasons, the mind finally relaxes. The antidote to anxiety is not hedonistic carelessness, but the sacred recovery of the ordinary. Kohelet redefines spirituality. God is not found in monumental anxiety, but hidden in the simplicity of the present moment. The existential despair breaks when you realize that the ultimate purpose of life is to receive the ordinary day as a gift. I know that nothing is better for them than to rejoice and to do good in their lives. And also, that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. Here is what I have seen to be good and fitting: to eat and drink, and to enjoy the good of all one's labor in which he toils under the sun, all the days of his life which God gives him. For this is his heritage. As for every man to whom God has given riches and wealth, and given him power to eat of it, to receive his heritage and rejoice in his labor, this is the gift of God. For he will not dwell unduly on the days of his life, because God keeps him busy with the joy of his heart. Go, eat your bread with joy, and drink your wine with a merry heart, for God has already accepted your works. Let your garments always be white, and let no oil be lacking on your head. Live joyfully with the wife whom you love all the days of your vain life which he has given you under the sun, all your days of vanity, for that is your portion in life, and in the labor which you perform under the sun. Stop turning your work into a tyrannical master to build a flawed legacy. The sacred is now. Eat your bread, drink your wine, appreciate your labor, and respect the current season. Stop running after the mist. If you seek the ancient wisdom that time cannot erase, subscribe to Eterna Scripta. Master the blueprint. Clear your mind. The journey through the ancient blueprint continues.